All right, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time zone you're in. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to have the team from AcuRite with us here today to talk about their amazing weather stations and home monitoring systems. So if you do have a question during the webinar, please hit that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and we will make sure those questions are answered. And I think that's about the only housekeeping we have. So thanks again for being here, and I will hand it over to Carrie from AcuRite.
Thanks, Tiernan. You can hear me okay?
Yep, loud and clear.
Great. All right. Thank you, guys. I'm very excited to be talking with the AMS Weather Band Group. It's very exciting. I've been a AMS member since undergrad, back when I was in Milwaukee during undergrad. And, I think soon we'll be returning to normal in-person meetings, but it's very fun that we can do this kind of stuff virtually in the meantime, while we wait for things to pick back up. I'm just going to say here, Kevin is running the show here. So I will say, ask Kevin to advance the slide. Thanks so much. Yep, I'm an AcuRite meteorologist. Like I said, weather background. Some of you may or may not know a little bit of my background, coming from Weather Underground. Gosh, I guess it was 10 years with Weather Underground. And, we saw a lot of changes through the merge with the Weather Channel, Weather Company, then eventually IBM. But what was really great about being a part of Weather Underground is really understanding the weather community at Weather Underground. And then the last 5 years or so, I helped manage the personal weather station network. So that's where I learned a lot about different weather stations, and I learned a lot about back then it was, wires, cables, and cords to get your weather data uploading through your router online, eventually get it to Weather Underground. So I worked with a few of the different manufacturers to help streamline that process. And that's how I met a few of the folks at AcuRite, and they brought me over in the fall of 2017. So it's, already 4 years now, which is, it's been a lot of fun. I'll just go through some introductions briefly. Unfortunately, Ryan is out sick yesterday and today, and hopefully he's feeling better soon. But he is a key part of this talk here because he is a senior product designer. He has been with AcuRite for 18 years, and he has been a part of the design process, switching over to digital back 18 years ago. So we're really going to miss Ryan's piece here of the talk. He does have a few slides on the design process and product features that we will do our best to speak to, but not nearly as well as Ryan can describe the process. So definitely during the Q&A, if there's anything that needs Ryan's attention, we will be happy to forward that to him. He's really bummed he has to miss this because that's part of his design process, is hearing from the weather community, hearing from customers on, what are pain points, what are things that we like about the products, and really helping to streamline the whole design process for our customers. Adam has been with the company for 5 years now, I believe, and another avid weather enthusiast. He is not sick today. He's with us, and he's a senior customer experience manager. So Adam, as a true weather enthusiast, he even takes some of our sensors out storm chasing. It's really great to have him leading the customer support team because he's a user himself and he's a customer of our products. So he can really speak to the use case of the AcuRite product portfolio. Bill Boss, another meteorologist on the team, very excited. He joined right in the middle of COVID, basically. We joked recently, I finally got to meet him in person because of this crazy virtual world. But Bill joins us as a senior director of product management and oversees the marketing team. So it's great to have another meteorologist on board. He actually started as a broadcast meteorologist. I think you said over 10 years of broadcast experience. And then you moved into product product management. We even joked we were probably on some of the same payrolls at some point.
Probably were when there was a crossover with Weather Underground and Weather
Weather
Central,
Channel, Weather
WSI,
Company, yeah, all of that. Thank
Yep.
you. And then I believe you moved over to AccuWeather for a bit before joining AcuRite, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So again, the more weather enthusiasts on the team, the better. We do have our own customers within our teams. We really love our products, and I'll get into how much we love them and using them daily. Let's see, Kevin, I always butcher your last name, but I'm glad you're able to join. Do you want to pronounce your last name?
Yes, last name Schroer.
Kevin Shore. It's a hard one. I don't know.
It's hard. Yeah.
Thanks for driving today. I know it's a lot to manage, but Kevin joins us recently as a senior marketing manager, and it's very exciting to bring, a fresh set of eyes into the AcuRite brand and help get the products out to the weather enthusiasts out there, and then some of the other new and use cases where weather impacts our lives, but reaching new audiences and new customers. So thanks for joining, Kevin. We can move on. A little bit of a brief agenda. We did the introductions. We'll get into a little bit about the AcuRite brand and some of the main digital weather stations. Ryan's slides, unfortunately, are the design process and product features. We'll do our best to speak to. I'll do a live demo of my AcuRite. Some of you may be familiar with my AcuRite. Some of you may actually have AcuRite products and you don't know about my AcuRite. So we figured it might be a good one to go through, and then a little bit on the various products that can connect to the internet, not only the direct to Wi-Fi products, but we'll distinguish what's different with the the AcuRite Access Hub, and kind of what the product differences are there. And that leads a little bit into the home monitoring. Before we get to the customer support team stuff and Q&A, we'll speak a little bit to what we do on social media, just a little bit of the fun community engagement pieces we have there. So a little bit about AcuRite. So we are headquartered in Lake Geneva. We're definitely, situated in America's heartland. For Adam, actually, he's able, right there, he's not too far from storm chasing. Sometimes it comes to him and he doesn't have to go far. But we do have almost 80 years now experience in time, temperature, and weather monitoring. And another reason it's unfortunate Ryan is not with us, he has some really amazing, he knows some of the history on the company, how Cheney got started. We are marketed under the AcuRite and Cheney brands, so sometimes that can be confusing, but we are, we do have this 10-year nearly 80 years of monitoring, weather monitoring, and we're moving into the home monitoring and garden space. We really are at an executive level, a leadership level. It is a company-wide goal to be focused on customer experience. And that's very important to the leadership team. It's very important for us as we build through the whole product design phase, reaching out to customers. We really do care about making the customer experience at the forefront of our mind. And that's more, Adam will speak to that later. I think we can move on. So this slide isn't, Great Place to Work awards, best and brightest. I didn't include this as a pat on our backs. It was more to show that if the leadership team truly believes if you have employees that really like what they're doing and care about the job and care about the organization as a whole, then that reflects in the products, and that reflects in our, our work, our daily activities, and then that translates to the customer experience. So it really does start at an employee level and make sure the employees are happy and excited about what we're doing, which you saw, we're a group of weather enthusiasts, and then, we work closely to relay that to our customers. Can move on. So great. Some of you, it sounds like many of you are familiar with the AcuRite brand. As I mentioned, 80 years of weather, temperature, and time monitoring. We do more and more into the home and garden space as we expand on, other avenues that weather affects our lives, whether it's jobs or hobbies. Whether many of us know, I'm kind of preaching to the choir here that, weather affects us on a daily basis. And part of the design elements we're really focused on that, not only the indoor and outdoor environmental monitoring tools, but that we want them to have a modern design that really complement any indoor or outdoor space. And then a part of our AcuRite.com content and social media outreach is really about educating and informing those customers on how those products can help us improve our lives. Moving on. So yeah, this is, many of you may be familiar with our products. This is the exciting one for me, the AcuRite Olympus series. Last year, we announced to our customers that we did some renaming. We kind of joked on the marketing team that our historic, 3-in-1 weather sensor and 5-in-1 weather sensor never got a name. So we finally gave it the attention it needs. We built off the naming convention of the AcuRite Atlas. Some of you may be very familiar with the AcuRite Atlas. I know I was very excited when it finally came out. So the AcuRite Atlas, Atlas means Greek god of the sky. So we kind of took that and built on it. And now the 5-in-1 is now the AcuRite Iris, which means the Greek goddess of the rainbow, linking the sea to the sky. And the 3-in-1 is now referred to as the AcuRite Nodos, named after the Greek god of the south wind. So we were able to, if you go to the next slide, we're able to clearly distinguish the product features. We worked with our customers. We got feedback surveys on, what names made sense, what they liked. We really heard it was difficult to identify which product made sense to them. And with this clearly defined, entry level to professional level, we're really easy at a glance. We're trying to make it really easy so not only new customers can find what they need, but our core customers, the weather enthusiasts out there know, okay, great, the Atlas has everything I want, even with this optional lightning sensor. So we're trying to, really make it easy and shoppable for our customers. Okay, so again, these are Ryan's slides, so we will do our best. Brian, like I said, he's been with the company for 18 years, and he's been working through the design process into digital weather monitoring for nearly 20 years. And I think that's when about he was brought in, is when there was a focus on bringing it to digital. With his design elements, he really does focus on accuracy, usability, and convenience to the end user. And he helped create the AcuRite Iris, which was one of the first to integrate multiple sensing technologies into one completely enclosed unit. And basically out of the box, you're able to unpackage it, take it out, and it's as close to plug and play that they could get then, and we continue to work towards that. He did integrate the fan aspirated feature, so you can, you continue to monitor ambient air. You're not measuring the temperature that may be getting warmed by that, enclosed unit. So, the design of the 5-in-1, what we call now the AcuRite Iris, I think was one of his first big projects. And he continues to work with the customers to hear feedback on it, and working that towards new and improved products. He's always able to validate and test the products throughout the design process. He uses the environmental chambers, the wind tunnels, and he even checks I know there's, salt air environments create some corrosion. So we're always working on tweaking, optimizing, and improving these. And then I'll go through the Atlas and Iris specifically. Bill, was there anything you wanted to add to the design process?
Nope, you covered that off really good. Thanks.
Awesome, great. We miss Ryan. He's a key part of this team. So I love these. I could kind of geek out on these cutaway images of our products. So I'm showing you here the AcuRite Iris 5-in-1. We actually use this when we work with schools and museums and some educational pieces because everyone really likes to see the guts and how a weather station really works. So you can see here the rain gauge and the tipping bucket mechanism. It is battery powered. You can see the 4 AA's there, but it does also have the solar powered or the solar panel, which does run that aspirating fan that I mentioned. So that helps instead of drawing from the battery to prolong the power for the unit. Let's see what else is key to point out there. The specs are on this one. And then what we show here is actually one of our Wi-Fi, one of our newer Wi-Fi displays. So I can speak to those at length later, but we could go on to the Atlas. So the Atlas is actually higher accuracy instrumentation and higher quality plastics. So it actually has more durability and it can withstand the elements longer than the AcuRite Iris. What you see here is the wider mouth rain collection. And what else was I gonna highlight here? Oh, the optional lightning sensor, how it, kind of plugs in right. It's an optional, I forget the extra additional cost, but you can plug it right in there and it's, within the main unit. And that's really handy. It can detect lightning up to 25 miles away. I really recommend the Atlas, especially to this group. Again, there's another little image of how the lightning sensor plugs into the underside of the Atlas. And then again, this is another one of our newer Wi-Fi displays. I'm not sure if there's anything else to call out here on the Atlas, Bill. Or Ryan, or Adam.
Nope, I think it's all there. So.
Great. Okay,
Great.
what do we? Great. So I mentioned my AcuRite early on, and like I said, I use my AcuRite every day. I think it's a really handy, seamless app and web experience. My AcuRite is a free app you can download to your phone. You can go to the myacurite.com and you have the same experience, whether you're on your phone or an actual computer desktop. Coming from a .com space, I really appreciate when it's a seamless experience from app to web. Some of you may be familiar with Weather Underground, and it's a completely different experience when you're on weatherundergrounds.com or on the app, any of the apps. So it's, I really appreciate that aspect of it, but it's really handy. You can see the dashboard. You can view daily, weekly, and monthly historical graphs. You can create alerts. What's really cool is you can create an alert from the app. And then if you need to adjust the alert, again, seamless experience. You can go to the .com and adjust it if you need it. I really appreciate that anything I do on the app is actually translated to the .com. And then the Weather Underground sharing is very straightforward through my AcuRite. There are some displays that go directly to Weather Underground. I'll get to that later, but it is easier and more straightforward, I think, if you just connect to Weather Underground through my AcuRite. So I think here is where I was going to turn it over to a quick demo. I know I'm going to show you similar to these screenshots. But just to see it in real time, kind of how I use it. Again, this is first you log in, you see the dashboard. You could see my AcuRite Atlas online and reporting. And then there's always the daily graph and the trends at a glance snapshot. There's my Iris. You guys know me. I have all of the weather stations online and reporting. So there's a few to scroll through. What's really nice is what you can do on my AcuRite and you can't do on Weather Underground is you have this option for more home monitoring features. So when my daughter was a baby, it was more important to monitor the baby's room. There's a very small window. I think it's from like 68 to or 72 to 75, I knew this when she was a baby, the nursery has to be at a specific condition. So I was able to monitor the temperature and humidity from anywhere in the baby's room. We have a couple placed, let's see, we have the master and we have the water sensor actually under the kitchen sink. So wherever I am, if, we've had dishwasher issues where the dishwasher overflows under the sink, it's really handy to get that alert. I'll get either a text app notification or email alert. Actually, for the kitchen sink, I have all three set up. So I know whether I'm home or away if there's any issue under a kitchen sink, because I don't want our wood floor to get ruined. We just installed it. So then I'll head over to the monthly graph. I usually keep on the monthly view just for convenience. I need to track, more of the trends. And then you can see all of our various data there, or all of my various sensors I can track at any time. And then, like I said, the alerts and rules, you can, sorry, the people are in my way, but you can add alerts, create alerts based on any of your sensors. There, I was able to move it. So, oh, there's my phone and email. Basically, a water, you could set up a water detection alert on kitchen sink and then email to myself or my husband. And then let me get into the sharing. Whoops. Here's the sharing features. So you can share pretty easily with Weather Underground right here, as long as you have your station ID and Weather Underground password. And then you can also, another feature here is you can follow other My AcuRite accounts. So this is a great example. I didn't go through, and I can do that quickly now. My mom's house in Minnesota, and there's a rental property next door that we actually really have to keep an eye on. So if you go over here back to my dashboard, I could see their outdoor conditions. They're actually more concerned with some of the storage spaces in their garage. They have some garage bathrooms, some garage storage rooms that in the winter, well, fall and spring, they're worried about freeze. And they're able, when they keep an eye on these temperatures, and when it's dropping below, I think they have the alert set to 34, so they're notified before anything gets to freezing. They're able to turn on some space heaters there. And then I have the pipe temperature set up at the rental property next door, because that's clearly could be a problem if nobody's at the rental, and we don't want frozen pipes in Minnesota. So I think I covered everything from my AcuRite. I'll hand it back over to Kevin. We can go to the next one. I think next we get into a little bit more on the, oh, yep, the direct to Wi-Fi units. So we do have 5 direct to Wi-Fi displays now. Basically, you can buy them separately if you already have an Atlas or Iris, but the way we have them bundled makes it really straightforward. And if you have any questions on what display goes with your unit, feel free to let us know. We're happy to help coordinate that. And then we do have 3 displays that are direct to Weather Underground only. And that's because we created that feature first, and then we realized it's, easier to manage and easier to maintain connectivity if we connect to connect to my AcuRite first, and then share with Weather Underground from there. And then that will allow for future of my AcuRite, when we hope to include more public weather sharing options. And then we can manage all of that through my AcuRite. So we continue to optimize and improve this experience. We know, especially me coming from Weather Underground, we know people want to get online. So we're trying to, keep optimizing and improving these Wi-Fi products to make it as seamless and plug and play as possible. I think the next one I get into, a little bit more about my access unit. So this image is almost my house exactly. I have an access hub plugged into the router, and you can plug up to or connect up to 7 sensors to the access, which will then relay the data to the My AcuRite app and website. So basically I have my Atlas set outside. I have a couple of room monitors. And again, like that water detection sensor under the sink. And then, conveniently I can view it all from my app, from my phone. You can create labels for each of the sensors. You can create custom alerts and notifications for each of the sensors. And then again, you can share with My AcuRite, other My AcuRite users, or the Weather Underground community, or both. Next slide. Yep. So, this is, I really wanted to showcase our new indoor air quality sensor. I was very excited that this came out. I'm located in San Francisco Bay Area, so West Coast fires are an issue some of you may be aware of. And so I'm able to monitor, kind of understand how much of that smoke is getting into the house. And we think, while it's very regional based, while, it may be some of the country knows nothing about this and how smoke is affecting us. Out here in the fall or late summer to fall, it's a big deal. Schools are canceling outdoor activities when the AQI gets above a certain level. The soccer league is in on it too, and we cancel practices and games when the AQI is at a level. I think it's above 100 or 110. So it's interesting. It feels like the communities out here are really starting to understand air quality. But what was really great about when Ryan and the design team were working on what do we want to include in an air quality sensor, it was clear, not, I want the readout. I want to know what level it is. But if you don't know what that means, that handy scale, goes from green to, I think hazardous is purple. And that aligns with the AQI. So, and that's set by the EPA. So we're trying to, when we create these new products, we're trying to educate and inform our customers and really help tie it back to, the indoor home comfort. And there's even a fun little icon on there. Your conditions are safe, or I think it gets to, sad face when it's red and purple, which my daughter has seen it at, a somewhat unhappy face because we didn't let it get that bad. There's been a couple of times where it didn't look too smoky outside and maybe we left a window open and all of a sudden the sensor was up to 80, which I was amazed. So, you find the window, close it. I got my air purifier running and within a few minutes it was back down into the 20s, which is where it is on those smoky days. It's amazing how much that outside affects the indoors. I think, so then we just move on to, when we launch a new product like this, we know it's very regional. We know many people, it may be a completely new concept to them. And then other groups, sensitive groups or regional, they know it's an issue. So when we're launching a new product like this, we really want to work with our customers. We create blog content to help educate and inform. We work on social media to try, bring it back to what's happening. And so we were able to kind of create some campaigns around this fall to really try to help our customers know that there's something out there that we have that can help you improve, the home health of your indoor space. I think next, we get into the portable sensors. So I alluded to this a little bit. I don't know how much you use these, Adam, but I know that the portable anemometer is really handy for hiking. When you get to the summit, you can tell what those gusts are. The lightning detection, like I show here, we have a blog on one of our influencers who uses the lightning sensor when she's out hiking in the mountains, because we know thunderstorms can pop up out of the blue, seemingly out of the blue for the mountains. And then, the lightning sensor is great for boating, swimming activities, kids sports, but also we have the portable fishing and hunting sensor. So we know barometric pressure really affects hunting and fishing conditions. So it's amazing the correlations you can learn here. And then, a little bit of fun on social media. Like I said, we're creating blog articles. We share, a bunch of how customers are using our products. Fan Photo Fridays, I think, is an example. On the next slide, we have some hashtags we go through. What is it? Tuesday trivia, Fan Photo Friday. We do these personal monthly weather reports. You may have gotten that in your inbox yesterday, I believe. And so we're able to create some customizable, personalizable content for you. And then we do work with the schools through the Junior Weather Watcher program. We work with schools and education, even recently a museum. So AcuRite is really involved with the community. Actually, more community engagement as far as emergency responders. Police and fire departments really depend on weather knowledge in real time on keeping their community safe. So we're really excited to be working directly with the community on that piece of it. And then there are on social media, I'll go back just quick, just to highlight the closed, I don't know if it's showing up. Yeah, the fans created these closed groups on Facebook. I don't know if any of you are members of those groups, but they're not actually created by us. I think Adam may have access, may be a member just to view like what the conversation is. If there's any product issues, he's able to chime in. But really, we are not managing these groups. These groups have been created organically for a place for people to customers to talk about products, how they use them, what they like to watch on my AcuRite. And it's really neat to see that customer engagement. And then on the next slide, we do have a special promo for this group. Like I said, we're really happy to be able to talk with the AMS Weather Band community today. So we did create a promo for AcuRite.com, 15% off any AcuRite products. Anything you buy on AcuRite.com, you'd get 15% off with this promo, AMS Weather Band, and that is valid through the end of the year. So this is definitely exclusive for you guys. I don't think we have promos. Usually we don't allow promos over the holidays. So you're a lucky group here. And then we did just revamp our product testing feedback form. So we would love for anyone in this group to join the product testing community, and you may become a field tester or beta tester if you sign up there. So I will definitely throw this slide up again during the Q&A, but we'll let Adam take off some of the customer support pieces.
Yeah, thank you very much. And hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good afternoon, if it's afternoon where you are at. Let me just finish up answering this one question here. There we go. So as before, I am the Senior Customer Experience Manager for AcuRite. I have been here a little over 5 years. Came from restaurants, store management, but I've always had a passion for weather. Like she said, I was already using AcuRite products. I knew someone in the company previously that let me know about a job opening, which I took as fast as I could and applied, and the rest is history. But I wanted to share some information of kind of what we do on support for pre-purchase, post-purchase, community interaction. These are just kind of the channels that we offer to be able to reach support for anything you may need in relation to the experience you have with a specific problem, product, anything. So our main kind of channel, we call it AnswerBot. It's like a self-help support page, right? We have support articles, walkthrough videos, instructionals, everything on there that should be able to help anybody out, either with just how to use something, if there happen to be any issues, or pre-purchase. We mostly talk live to people, through chat and email. Those are our two main channels that we operate in. We also do have request forms on our support page that kind of helps expedite the process a little bit. You guys can give us some more information, and then we can just get you what you need right away. We also do a lot with social media, which you can see over on the right-hand side. We do for Facebooks, we have comments and direct messages. We also do the comments and direct messages for Twitter, Instagram. I am in the Facebook user groups. Obviously, it is your guys' group, so I let everything go on. It's not AcuRite's group, it's not my group, but I tend to be able to kind of jump in, help out. Sometimes we'll throw little giveaways and stuff out in there, but I'm available, and it's just another source to be able to help people We also do some interaction through the WX forum. I do personally obviously browse many other ones, but not as involved as AcuRite in some of those groups. And then we also respond to the AcuRite blog comments, the blogs that are on AcuRite.com, very informative. And then the support team also responds to any comments on those. We also do callback requests if people just are having some trouble, the chat's not really working out for them. You know, if they just need a callback request, for whatever reason it will be, they can request that and we will call out to everybody and get that taken care of. We also do offer a couple other ones, but they're very minimal channels, text. We could also do physical mail. We could do fax. We do have the ability to do some messengers and all that, although we have not exported it at the moment. But goal here is any way people interact socially, they should be able to contact us. We can help them out. This page, I don't know if this is for me, Carrie, because we had something else here before, but this is a list of like our approved retailers and resellers. Most of these, I'm pretty sure all these, or most of them, you can go into the brick and mortar stores and be able to pick some out, as well as on some of their e-commerce sites.
Yep, I think the point here is, you know, wherever you find the product, we're happy to help. There's no issue if you buy it from Home Depot that, you know, you didn't buy it on AcuRite.com. Customer support will not address any issue. And that's definitely not the case. Adam and his team are really, you know, happy to make sure all of our products out there, regardless of where you purchase it, you're able to get what you needed out of it. So I know there's, for example, there's Wi-Fi displays that direct to Wi-Fi displays you can buy at Home Depot, which people don't know about. And Adam's happy to help with those customers. Great. So I didn't know if was there any other pieces you wanted to touch on, Adam?
I don't think I have anything at the moment. Obviously, you guys have more questions and answers. I like all the questions that are coming in here, trying to get them answered. Obviously, keep them coming while I have some time.
Oh, cool. Have you been keeping up with these as they come in?
We're managing them. That's me and Bill got them.
Yeah,
Oh, great. Thank you, guys.
no, it's
Thank you.
I'd just like to add on for the group that's listening. And first of all, thank you for joining and spending some time, you know, learn a little bit more about AcuRite. Appreciate the questions. We know it's a passionate group of folks, you know, that use our products and really appreciate that. And you know, if you're not part of our product testing, you know, and that's something you're interested in, really encourage that. The link is in there. You can always reach out to Adam and his team on the support side, and really any thoughts you know you all have, and there's been a few in there as far as like you know, product ideas and requests and things like that. That's what really drives us is having those kind of conversations. So if there's anything, you know, if you want to have any conversations like that, again, you can work through Adam and his team, and they can get you contacted with the product team. And we're happy to, you know, hop on a call or trade some emails, things like that, for any conversations that you guys have, because you're the ones that you know, can sometimes have ideas and thoughts, and there's a few of them there that are great, and many of those things that you guys have mentioned before we've heard. So again, that's just another tally on the list as we're prioritizing our development and what we're working on. So thank you, huge thank you to all of you that's been on the call today. Thank you.
Kevin, did you want to go to the next slide again, just so everyone can see the promo code and the product testing link? Perfect. Tiernan, do you anything else? Do you just want to leave this up for the duration, or?
Yeah, thank you all so much. This was incredibly informative, and it's we really appreciate the promo code and the product testing community link as well, but just all of your time today and walking through these amazing products. We really appreciate that. And thanks for all these great answers to the questions. You guys have been super on top of it throughout the whole webinar. There's just, I think Adam's getting the heated tipping bucket question right now. But I just wanted to say there were a lot of thank yous for what you've gone through and for your time here today. And there's also a question about people are interested in hearing a bit more about the background of some of the meteorologists that are working at AcuRite. How did you get involved with product development? Whatever extent you'd like to share there on that transition from meteorology to product development.
Sure. Carrie, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'm thinking I'm less involved in the product development.
Yeah. So I always say my first career was television weather, because that's where I started. I spent about 11 years being your local weather person on TV. Went to school, Iowa State University, started out in Little Mason City, Iowa, went to Green Bay, went to Salt Lake. So that was kind of my run in TV. And then went and worked for a company out of Madison, Wisconsin called Weather Central. And we did computer graphics systems that television stations use to present their weather. So anyone who may have heard of that, depending on the side of the weather world you're in, you may have heard that that company. So started out actually doing sales there, and then moved into product management. So data product management and other product management roles. We had a storm tracking system that I managed for a while as well. Again, all of this being for television weather presentations. And then that company was bought by the Weather Channel, which was turned into the Weather Company. And then there was a business-to-business side of that business called WSI, or Weather Services International, based out of just north of Boston. And so continued on with product management, got further away from the television side of the business as far as from a product perspective. So I was working on products for insurance companies and claims mitigation and verification and things like that. And we had a product for the airline industries and pilots that I worked on for a while. And then we started doing some big data stuff, analysis with IBM. And then IBM ended up purchasing the Weather Channel and the Weather Company. So then I went and decided to go and not be part of that transition. Went to AccuWeather for a few years and worked on subscription products for them. So that was kind of my journey, and then ended up here. I feel very fortunate as a trained meteorologist to kind of work in some way, shape, or form, with weather information in my whole career. So that was probably way too long of an answer, but that was my journey from meteorology into product management. So
Right,
that's great.
Trip down memory lane on a lot of those WSI, a lot of those names, and all of the merges and all of the changes, a lot of those experiences.
I've been around way too long, Gary.
I was just going to say that's like a snapshot of all of this weather history right there. Thank you so much for sharing that whole lineage. That's fascinating. So I think that is all of the questions that we had come in. If there are more questions, please join us in the Weather Band community, and we'll make sure that those get relayed to the team so that they can answer those, especially any of those design questions. But thank you again so much for being here and bringing the whole experience and just leveraging all of the skills on the team. We really, really appreciate all of you taking the time today to speak with our Weather Band members and friends. So a huge thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thanks for having us here. So.
All right, so thanks again, all of you, for spending some time with us as well and with the AcuRite team, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you in the AMS Weather Band community. Take care.